I want to talk about Tank's comments that have been circulating around the internet. And we all know what Tank said, that just because you perform oral copulation with a man more than once, that doesn't make you homosexual. You can still be heterosexual, is what he's implying, despite being a repeat offender for oral copulation. Many people have talked about this in terms of what he said and broken it down. But today I'm here to defend a group I'm never defending. But I'm fair. I believe in fair justice. I believe in being it fair down the middle. And today it's in the defense of black women. And that's something that we typically do not do in the black manosphere. You hear it every now and then. But some guys are going to argue a very rude point, like they deserve what they get when they deal with somebody like Tank. Despite what's out there, we know that HIV is rampant. And we know that AIDS is rampant. And I don't know exactly why African American women where these diseases particularly come from. But I will say that guys like Tank are putting black women in a lot of danger. Why do I say that? I'm glad you asked this question. At least Tank is bold enough or have the mitigated gall to say what he said. But we all know that there are brothers out there who play the fence. Or should I say, play both sides of the fence. And you guys know what I'm talking about. This whole concept of the down low brother. And see, this guy is a danger to me, to the gay community. I think he's a danger to black women because, number one, he messes with gay men, or men who are bisexual, or men who are on the down low also. But for the gay man who has come out and identified himself to the public, and you don't have to be feminine to be a gay man. You can be just as masculine or strong as anybody. That has nothing to do with your orientation. But you can mess with guys like this, and I have a lot of respect for those brothers who have come out and said, "This is who I am." Now, we all know my stance on the lifestyle, but that's not what this video is about. It is about the fact that they own their truth. Can nobody tell them how they should live their lives? They're saying, "This is me. This is who I am. I'm publicly announcing myself as this." Now, on the other side, you have black women who they're looking for somebody, some of them. Now, we may talk about they're looking at wrong characteristics in men, but of course, they're going to want somebody that is doing well, somebody that's attractive, somebody that's charismatic, somebody who they may think is Tank. And what they think that they are getting is a heterosexual man. They think they're getting somebody who loves women. They think that they are getting somebody who is a hard worker. But see, guys like Tank, and I'm talking about this because I believe he deals in this stuff. They know that it is considered gay, or to do gay sex acts rather is gay. But they don't tell the women that they are living in these lifestyles. And the reasons why they don't tell the women is because they know that women will not mess with them for the most part. They don't give the women a choice. Because in their mind, they have made up that just because I do that, that don't make me gay. Not knowing that they're in their minds, shame and what they're going to lose as far as masculinity in the black community is concerned. They are putting people in danger, all because they are selfish. And I'm going to tell you what, I believe that it is not fair to any black woman, any white woman, any orange woman, for a man to know that you mess with men and then come out and act like those acts do not mean that it's homosexual behavior. That is almost, if not psychopathic thinking. And do you know what? There are so many of these black men today walking around the streets, guys who are pretending to be heterosexual and hanging out with heterosexual friends and pretending to be masculine. Some of them are playing football. Some of them are playing basketball. Some of them are boxing. Some of them are doing all of these things. And then the women are thinking that these guys are legitimate. But these brothers are illegitimate as I don't know what. And you can't blame the gay guys because they've already said what they are. And to a certain degree, you can't blame the black women because they like black men. But these type of brothers who are going out and doing these elicited responses that they elicit themselves, rather, let me say that. It's not fair. And do you know what? It's not fair to black men. Again, like I said, I'm back to that word illicit. It's unlawful. It's illegitimate. Because now every time a black man has no children, he's not married, he's, don't have a wife and he's over 35, all women, black women, gonna start to look at brothers in a funny way. And do you know what? It is not fair to black men who are not like that. Again, I made the case in the Blind Weave video. When you live up to these stereotypes, you hurt other people. If you are a black man living in Atlanta, you got to deal with somebody accusing you of being on the down low. Oh, you are a professional brother. You don't have no children. You live by yourself and you live in Atlanta. The first rumor that's going out about you is that you're probably gay. And it is because of people like Tank who are directly now saying it's okay if you can go back and mess with men and come back, you can still be heterosexual. Same thing with Malik Yoba. You can go ahead and mess with transsexual women, but that don't make you understand what I'm saying? So now, if you go there, and we all know that same-sex relationships with men, sexually, higher STD chances occur. That's not me lying. That's documented fact. And so now you're going to bring this back to the black community with women, with heterosexual relationships. And a lot of times you live in a double life and people don't know, all because you think to yourself that that's not what it is. And do you know what? Such people are the lowest of the low, in my opinion, because you're damaging black men's reputation. It is not fair to black women. And it is not fair to anybody involved. All because you don't want to live your truth. And that's the problem with his comments. And to be honest, it is disrespectful to the gay community. Because number one, we know that same sex is gay sex. So you want to defend the gay community at one point, but then you're trying to say that that's not being gay at the second point. So then what are you trying to say? You don't want to be in their community? How can you fight for a group of people that you're ashamed to be a part of? So you don't have no respect for them either. You don't have no respect for the gay community. You don't got no respect for black men who you're a part of. And now you don't have no respect for black women. So you just jumping between all these different communities and won't nobody call you out. And see, that's the problem. The gay community needs to start owning people who don't want to take their stances and to be a part of their community. People who want to be able to have the privilege of messing with people in the gay community, but don't want to own up to them. The gay community need to come hard on those people. They need to come hard on Tank. They need to come down hard on Malik Yoba, because you want to mess with people in our community, but you don't want to claim them. Oh, yes, you need to claim them. And that is why a lot of people in the gay community are starting to expose folks, and they need to be. Especially if you got a history of doing this kind of stuff. So anyways, guys, do thank you for listening. Like the video, hit the bell. Guys, what do you think about this? Let me know in the comment section. All my contact information is below in the first comment pinned to the top. And as you guys know, the buffoonery remains at an all-time high. My Patreon is there. Everything is there. Support the NegroManosphere.com, guys. The #1 website for black men. As you know, supporting black male media is the most important. We out.